Welcome to our video, where we dive into the fascinating world of animal hibernation. Ever wondered how certain animals survive harsh winters or extreme conditions without food or movement? In this video, we'll explore what happens when animals hibernate, how their bodies adapt, and why this behavior is crucial for survival. Join us on this journey to uncover the mysteries of hibernation and gain a new appreciation for the incredible adaptations of the animal kingdom. Hibernation is one of nature's most remarkable survival strategies. It's a process by which certain animals essentially sleep through the harshest parts of the year, slowing their metabolism, heart rate, and breathing to conserve energy. During this time, their bodies undergo a unique transformation that allows them to survive without food, warmth, or even much movement. When the environment becomes too cold, resources grow scarce, and survival becomes challenging, many animals respond by entering a state that, to the untrained eye, looks almost like death. Yet, hibernation is an incredibly controlled and sophisticated process, one that allows animals to wait out the hardest months and re-emerge in better conditions. The concept of hibernation is as old as nature itself, evolving as animals adapted to climates and environments with seasonal extremes. Hibernation doesn't look the same for every species, though. Bears, for example, are often what people think of when it comes to hibernation. But bears don't truly hibernate in the strictest sense. Instead, they enter a lighter state called torpor, where their body temperature drops slightly, and they can still wake up if disturbed. This isn't true hibernation, as bears remain somewhat responsive to their environment. True hibernators like ground squirrels and bats, on the other hand, experience a far deeper sleep. With body temperatures dropping close to the ambient temperature, heart rates slowing to just a few beats per minute, and breathing becoming almost imperceptible. One of the central reasons animals hibernate is the scarcity of food during winter. When the weather turns cold and plants die or become dormant, food supplies dwindle. For animals that rely on abundant food sources to maintain their high metabolism, a shortage of food can be fatal. Hibernation, therefore, is a way of slowing down metabolism, which allows animals to survive on stored body fat without needing constant nourishment. In the fall, hibernating animals eat as much as possible, storing extra calories as body fat. This fat becomes their fuel during hibernation, providing energy to maintain their essential bodily functions even while in a deep sleep. In preparation for hibernation, animals undergo many changes. Some species build up a special kind of fat called brown fat, which is richer in energy and helps keep their bodies warm during the coldest parts of their sleep. Brown fat is essential for newborn animals as well, as it helps them regulate their body temperature immediately after birth. For hibernators, however, brown fat is particularly important because it can be broken down and converted into heat as needed, keeping the animal from freezing in extreme temperatures. Once animals begin hibernating, their bodies enter a state of extreme conservation. Heart rates slow dramatically. For some animals, this means going from hundreds of beats per minute down to just a few. For example, the heart rate of a ground squirrel can drop from 200 beats per minute to as few as 20. Breathing also slows to almost nothing. Some animals can go minutes without a breath, relying on the stored oxygen in their blood to keep their bodies alive. In the animal world, this is akin to pressing the pause button on life. But while it might seem like animals are just sleeping during hibernation, this state is very different from regular sleep. In hibernation, animals enter an incredibly deep state of rest, and their body temperature often drops to just a few degrees above freezing. This contrasts with normal sleep, where body temperature remains fairly constant, and essential processes like digestion and cellular repair continue at a standard rate. In hibernation, the body essentially puts these processes on hold. Animals don't digest food. repair muscle tissue, or grow in the way they normally would. Everything slows to a standstill, conserving energy for survival instead of growth or activity. Not all animals experience hibernation in the same way, though. The timing, length, and depth of hibernation can vary based on the species, climate, and specific environmental conditions. Some animals, like certain frogs, can even survive being frozen solid. In places where temperatures drop drastically and ice forms over ponds and lakes, these amphibians enter a state of suspended animation. Their bodies produce a kind of antifreeze that prevents ice from forming in their cells, even though their body temperature can drop below zero. This incredible adaptation allows them to wait out the winter months, only thawing and returning to life when temperatures rise in spring. One of the more fascinating aspects of hibernation is how animals regulate their body temperature during this time. For true hibernators, body temperature can drop to match the cold of their environment, sometimes as low as just a few degrees above freezing. This isn't dangerous because, in a hibernation state, their bodies don't require the same level of warmth as they do when active. They can survive these cold temperatures because their metabolic rate is so low, meaning they don't need much energy or warmth to keep essential functions running. In essence, their bodies are perfectly tuned to endure the cold without suffering damage. Another incredible aspect of hibernation is the way animals reawaken in the spring. After months of inactivity, their bodies somehow know when it's time to rise. Temperature changes, daylight increases, and internal biological clocks all signal that it's time to wake up. For many animals, this process is gradual, with heart rates and breathing slowly returning to normal as they transition back to an active state. Some hibernators, like certain species of bats, may awaken periodically during winter to change their position or relieve waste, though they quickly return to their hibernation state afterward. Once animals emerge from hibernation, they face the challenge of finding food and re-establishing their routines. After months without nourishment, they are often weak and need to eat as much as possible to replenish their energy reserves. This period can be challenging, as the environment may not have fully recovered from winter, meaning that food sources are still scarce. For some animals, like bears, the period right after hibernation is a critical time for foraging and preparing for the breeding season. They need to find enough food to restore their energy and prepare for future hibernation. Beyond the biological marvel, hibernation plays a vital role in ecosystems. Hibernating animals impact their environments in numerous ways, from the way they affect the food chain to how they interact with other species. For instance, predators that rely on certain animals as prey may have to adjust their hunting habits during winter, as many prey animals are hibernating. This affects the balance of the ecosystem, with predators possibly shifting to other food sources, thus influencing populations of different species in the ecosystem. Humans, too, have been fascinated by hibernation for centuries. Studying this process has led to advancements in science, particularly in medicine and space exploration. Understanding how animals conserve energy and prevent tissue damage during hibernation has potential applications for human health, such as in organ preservation and long-term space travel. Scientists are studying whether inducing a hibernation-like state in humans could make it possible to travel farther into space by reducing the need for food, oxygen, and other resources. The study of hibernation also has implications for medicine, particularly in treating traumatic injuries. By mimicking the hibernation process, doctors hope to develop treatments that reduce metabolic rates and allow patients more time to heal. In a world of extremes, hibernation is an incredible adaptation that allows animals to survive the cold, the scarcity of food, and the challenges of winter. It's a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life on Earth. from the biggest bears to the tiniest rodents. The process of hibernation is a profound reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. Through hibernation, nature finds a way to pause, endure, and reawaken with the promise of spring. Thank you for joining us on this journey to explore the wonders of animal hibernation. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with others interested in the amazing adaptations of the animal kingdom. Stay tuned for more fascinating explorations of nature's secrets.